The lesson of common sense. At Greenfield Academy, Miss Emma, a wise and patient teacher, noticed something troubling her students were book smart, but they often struggled with common sense in everyday situations. One day, she decided to teach them a special lesson. Instead of using textbooks, she invited 3 parents to share different perspectives on common sense. The first parent, Mr. Thomas, the practical parent. Mr. Thomas, a handyman, stepped forward. Common sense is about solving problems without overthinking. Let's try an experiment. He placed a glass of water and a leaky cup on the table. If you were thirsty, which cup would you use? The class laughed. The normal glass, of course. Exactly, Mr. Thomas said. Sometimes people make things harder than they need to be. Common sense is choosing the simplest, smartest solution. The second parent, Mrs. Patel, the street smart parent. Next, Mrs. Patel, who ran a small business, spoke up. Common sense also means being aware of your surroundings. She held up a wallet. If I leave my wallet on a park bench and walk away, what might happen? Someone could take it, a student said. Mrs. Patel nodded. Right, that's why we should always think ahead. Common sense helps us stay safe. The third parent, Mr. Lee, the life experience parent. Mr. Lee, a retired teacher, smiled. Sometimes, common sense is just thinking before you act. He showed a hot cup of tea. If this is steaming, should you sip it right away? No, you'll burn your tongue, the class said. Exactly, Mr. Lee chuckled. Rushing without thinking leads to mistakes. Common sense means using patience and logic. Miss Emma's final lesson. Miss Emma clapped her hands. So, what did we learn today? James raised his hand. Common sense is about making simple, smart choices. Sophia added. It helps us stay safe in everyday life. Liam nodded. And we should think before we act. Miss Emma smiled. Perfect. Common sense isn't something you find in books, it's something you use every single day. From that day forward, the students of Greenfield Academy didn't just study hard, they thought smarter too.